Hey, everybody. So, hold on, y'all. Hey, y'all. Hey, good morning. Thank you. So, I saw something a little bit um disturbing today. Last night. So, I was watching the stuff on Billy Carson and I was disturbed. So I said I'm gonna talk about it today. Um, I watched a little bit of the debate, or I'd rather say ambush, that took place with him, and I didn't watch his response. If you don't know who Billy Carson is, you can Google him. You can look on YouTube, you'll find him. He's a brother that talks a lot about, ancient history and the aliens and all this other stuff, religious, yada yada yada. And I was very disturbed when I saw that thing. And I was also very disturbed with all of the follow-up videos further attacking him. Why I was disturbed about it, because it was obviously he was very sick. I remember he came on around that time. I think that video was done around October, and I remember he talked about a health crisis he had, and you could look at him and clearly see that he was sick and really not in the position to be um with up against Mr. What do you call it? Mr. Steroids. Cause dude the dude with the Christian stuff looked like he was on steroids or something. But at any rate, Billy Carson didn't look like he was clearly up for that. Now I don't know if they arranged this or prearranged this, but what I heard, that it wasn't prearranged, that his friend called him over, and his friend was another white guy, and called him over and subjected him to that. And yeah, he didn't look human to me neither. I'm like, with all these drones and ships in the sky, I'm like, I'm starting to point them out, y'all. Y'all can point them out. Who look human and who don't look human. He didn't look human to me. But irregardless, I felt like he didn't have he everybody was walking around talking about, you know, who did who wrong, and so was aggressive. But you don't call nobody in that is clearly, like, you don't have enough spirit to see that this person was ill. Like, this person is ill, clearly ill, clearly ill. My boy looked ill, and I'm talking about Billy Carson. He clearly looked sick, and you're his friend and call him in there. And then the other guy, I know he didn't give a goddamn one way or the other, but the friend that had him there and would have him in there like that, that was some ultra bogus shit. And one of the things I'm gonna tell y'all is that with everything that's going on now with this election, with them piling on every racist, every whatever trash they can to form this new um what do you call it, whatever you call it, his new cabinet and all this other stuff. I don't trust nobody. Nobody. And I already had trust issues because I'm in the tech world. And I'm going to tell you that the Nazis of yesteryear are not the same Nazis as today. The Nazis of today know that they cannot have the image that they had of yesteryear. So they are the Imma polish up my image Nazi. Imma look like I'm a little bit partial and friendly maybe to some color folks, and Imma arm myself behind the shield of Christianity and whatever else I can to make it all look good. And this is where your intuition and this is where your third eye, your senses is going to come into play, y'all. Like, this is why one of the things that they have mastered is by sticking with their folks, regardless of what they do. That's what they showing you. They come together. All of those people that are in the new Trump camp, all of them had bullshit to say about him before he called them, before he won. Now they all in the camp, they all kissing his ring, all of them, all of them. And they show you how they stick together regardless. And we have a problem sticking together. I saw him on the Richard show, and I know he mentioned crabs in the barrel. Hell yeah, cancer, it's a sign of cancer. Crabs in the barrel. You know what I mean? As soon as we can, we're gonna pull people down. And I understand in the case of Diddy, Diddy was very violent. A lot of people knew about Diddy and his ways and how violent he was. You know what I mean? At this point, all you could do was take him and throw him in a bucket somewhere. You know what I mean? But, now it's going to softly move into more softer targets. You know what I mean? And this is what they've been doing with the internet for a while. They have been manipulating the algorithms, manipulating the internet. I said this. This is not new. It's not. I'm an engineer, y'all. I'm tech for well over 25 years. And I told y'all that they have been manipulating the algorithm and all of that because they know how to get to you and they know how to disrupt your power and they know how to get your focus off of your power. They know how to do this. They know through gossip and slander and everything else. They know y'all eat this shit up like whatever. Y'all eat it up. It's so easy for them to build on that, to tear every single piece of prospect of money that you have, tear it totally down. So yeah, you won't do it. And you're in the same, you're just in the same position as you was before. You're not financially, you have no financial footing as a community. You know what I mean? So regardless, like I'm not a follower of him, of Billy Carson, but I got common sense. You know what I mean? I got common sense. And sometimes, yes, people have to take a fall. I know about the falls, but it's not like they have to take a fall and you have to continue to drag them across the burning rocks. You know what I mean? You got to show people how to get up. You got to show the community how to get up. You have to show them how to do this. We need an ounce of grace in our community. We do. We need grace. I talked about this before. We need grace. And I'm not just saying this because I'm not just, well, you got a lot of time to drag liars and grifters. I don't have no time to drag liars and grifters. I'm busy building a community. Busy building. That's where we need you to be. We need you to be busy building, not busy tearing down. The universe is doing a great job of that. We got enemies doing a great job of that. We got enemies. Some of y'all will tear down a grifter, but you won't support somebody who's actually doing something. You won't build. I don't be having no I don't know how y'all have the time to do some of the things that you do. I don't understand it. Like I don't have no time for that shit. I can understand in some instances how people move to something else. You know what I mean? Not because the thing of the matter is, I've been doing guap for 8 years. 8 years. 8 fucking years. And it may take another 8 years to get to where we have to go. But I oftentimes have to dig into something else that I do because I'm a technologist. I do a lot of shit. Then I'm a cardiologist. Then I do a lot of shit. I got a lot of fucking talent. So sometimes I have to dig into this. I got to dig into this just to keep this shit going. And although I have not grifted into anything else, right? I still don't like the suffering I have to fucking go through. And I don't suggest that for anybody. You don't have to have the faith I have because that shit is grimy. I'm gonna tell you, you don't have to have the faith I have. If you feel like you got to do something else, I don't fucking blame you. Because it's one thing to be building something that's for the betterment of other people, but it's another thing to deal with some of the people who are amongst that who tear you down. And then it's another thing to still have to take care of you and your family and yours. It's a fucking lot. So, what I have come to right now is I'm I have my friends, my support systems that I call now. And lately our conversations is just about keeping me alive. That's lately what our conversations have been about. And they could barely do it because they going through the same shit themselves. And I don't suggest that for anybody. If you can make it, I'm not going to tear you down. Go ahead, grift. Go ahead, do what the fuck you got to do. If you can make it, go ahead. Because I don't suggest this life for nobody. That's the truth. Because once you get in a faith mission where you're building something, there's no way out. There's no way out. You here for life. So I'm not no better than any of them. I ain't no better than any of them. People got a lot to say on the other side. A lot. When you get here, the hardest thing you got to deal with is the very people you're doing this for all the time. All the fucking time. The darts are real. Y'all act like y'all don't hear the stories of people who made it, and before they made it, they literally they homeless or they done lost everything or they're suicidal. They're suicidal. They're suicidal. A grifter to your people is crazy. Well, the crazy shit that we get from our people is crazy. How about that? The crazy shit we get is crazy too. It's all fucking crazy. I can tell them do what you whatever you do. I don't buy the shit. I don't buy the books. I don't attend the webinars or none of that shit. You know why? Because I'm too busy working. And some of y'all are too busy looking for shit to fall out the fucking sky. To just land in your lap. Oh, if I sign up for this webinar, it's just going to land in my lap. Oh, if I sign up for this class, it's just going to whatever. I work 24 hours a damn day. I sleep with my laptop. I got a computer. I have a laptop in the bathroom. I got 2 computers downstairs. And my first bills are my server bills that host this whole operation. That's my first bills. They come from my bills before anything else. I can't let my servers go down. I can't let my servers go down. So yeah, I have gotten to a point where people call me and I'm not excited anymore. Clearly, I'm not excited. Oh, we could do this, Aquarius. Let's try this. Let's do this. And I'm not that person anymore. So I can't give them the, yeah, we could do this. I can't. I'm not that person anymore. I'm not the only person that I am is the person to pour myself into my work. And no, I'm not plant-based because I gotta be an animal. I gotta be an animal. I gotta be able to go on a business meeting with a whole bunch of people that don't like me, don't like my skin color. There's 25 of them, and they all men. And I gotta be a beast. I gotta be a beast. So no, I don't eat plants. I eat beasts. I would love to have a nice, sweet, delectable temper and all of that. No, I'm traveling the world with world leaders. I'm partners with world leaders. Stuff like that. I got to be a lioness. And I'm not naturally a lioness. But that's what I have to be right now. When I stop having to be a lioness and go for jugglers to go for necks, then I'll sit down and have a nice plant-based meal. But until then, I'm gonna have some almost raw ass ribeye to remind me how I got to tear these people apart when I'm out there sometimes for you, so that you could have a plant-based meal. Facts. Dino ribs. No, I don't drink. I take herbs. I take holy basil. Holy basil so I don't jump off a roof. It works wonderful. It's some basic things you have to do. You don't have to do all that stuff. That's what my spirits told me. It's some basic shit. It's some basic things you have to do. You really do. Just basic. But the biggest basic thing you got to do is believe. You got to have the belief of diamond. You have to have diamond hard belief. Rock solid belief is what you have to have. And not in those other people's stuff. Your shit. I don't know who's ringing my phone off the hook, y'all. But I said, I'm just saying, I started off on him and all of that. But when you are assembling an army because it's a war out there, right? You're gonna need people you don't like. You're gonna need people that don't tell the truth. You're gonna need people that grift. You're gonna need them all to be in check. Even if they standing in the line back here, you're gonna need them. Or they're gonna come to you. And you might not know who they are. What we have is poverty problems, which is why we got to get rid of poverty, which is why my number one mission with Guap Coin is to get rid of poverty because we have poverty problems. They grift because of poverty problems. I do not believe that we are just bad people. I believe that we are poor people. And we have to solve the problem. We have to solve our poverty problem. So, lay off the negative stuff because the algorithms is eating your shit up, spitting it right back out at you, me, and everybody else. So that makes it hard for me to do what I'm doing with Guapcoin, some positive shit, because the bad algorithms is just beating me out the bush. They're like, nobody want to hear that. They just want to hear this, and they just want to hear their complaints, and they're this and they're that. You can contact me on my website. I do speak. I said that I would speak at educational venues, regular folks venues. There's a couple of places I don't plan on speaking in the future, but I'm definitely available to speak. But I'm saying, that I don't want to see anybody suffer, regardless. They suffer because you know they misguided, misdirected, and looking at the other folks as that's how we need to be living, and it's not how we need to be living, and you'll learn the hard way. Don't look over there with a grass you think the grass is greener. Sow your own seeds, make your own grass greener. Because they binding together, y'all. They coming together. They're assembling like Voltron out here. They're assembling like Voltron out here. So anyway, I have to get back to work. I told you I was going to New York to get my kids, get my grandkids, get them out of ground zero. I don't like that. New York is always known as ground zero. I don't like that. So I'm going to get my fam and bring them here and figure stuff out. Do work. Get back to work. Tomorrow I'm having my first meeting. I decided a lot of people were asking me would I lead some crypto groups that talked about even getting into other cryptos because I am an expert in crypto. I know about other cryptos too. Yes, there are some decent projects out there. This will certainly make you some money. So my first meeting is tomorrow, and it's going to be a bi-weekly crypto learn, buy, and earn. So you will learn about projects. We'll come together and buy some. If you're having a hard time using exchanges or getting it or whatever, and you'll earn some things. There's a project that I'm eyeballing. I'm going to talk about tomorrow, and because I know all about this project. I know they've been around, and to tell you the truth, honestly, that was another one that I missed out on. When I missed out on Binance, then I missed out on this one, but this one is still going, and it's still got a lot of promise. So I'm going to talk about that tomorrow in our first meeting, and it's pretty low to get into, and you'll be seeing how you can get guap through the exchange, etc. So that is, the link is down below. There is a cost because everything I do goes into guap ultimately, but you can bet your bottom dollar I'm not pulling you into no pump and dumps, no whatever. If you want to learn about pump and dumps, go to them dudes that do them pump and dump things. That's not what you're going to learn about and get into here. But there are some viable projects that you can get into that are worth holding on to for the long run. And we'll talk about those. So the link is there. Or if you somehow the link don't work from you, it's on my snip feed. When you go to my website, Aquarius Maximus, you click on store, it'll take you to my snip feed. The link is there. So at any rate, y'all, have some grace for people. Don't continue the nonsense. Don't put some positivity on the internet. Put some positivity in the comments. Put some love in the comments. Lift people up when they are down. And watch them change and fly if they need to change. Maybe they'll change or whatever. Maybe this is their transformation, but you still don't kick them when they're down. So, peace.